Welcome to the Downcast, a podcast for the Fantasy Football League with Down Syndrome, with your host, David Dubois and Zach Douglas. Let's go!
Hey all, Damon here. It's a good Down syndrome or Downcast for Wednesday, November 15th. What you kind of heard was the cool new beginning Zach got made for us, but we'll have to find a better way to get the audio in because it did cut out a smidge, but it's cool, trust me. So anyway, we're here with Zach that got that made. How you doing, Zach?
Doing good, doing good.
Very good. And then we got our guest this week. That would be old Farmer Lee. Lee, how you doing?
I'm done with the farming.
Farming done. Good to hear.
The harvest is in.
Done with the farming and on with the fapping, right?
Oh, as soon as we're done here.
Just so everybody knows, if you listen to this right after it's posted, Lee will be masturbating.
We'll have his 4-inch dick in his hand.
In all its glory.
A full meat wad. So Lee's here. Lee, we're glad to have you. Thanks for coming on.
Happy to be here.
Very good. Next week, we're going to have Brad. The next week, Billy. And so I'm glad we've got like a backlog now. It's great. So after that, if the playoffs will be going after Billy's on. So let us know if you want to be on, and maybe we'll just get playoff people on to make it a little more better.
Yeah, I think it would be really cool if we get the participation, if we could get the playoffs on an episode, and each week they drop off,
Yeah, something like that would be cool. We'll have to figure that out, but playoffs are coming, so it's pretty exciting. But some stuff I wanted to go over today before we reviewed Week 10 was how tiebreakers work since we had our first tie with decimal system. That was pretty weird. But hey, fuck
that was fucking horseshit, dude.
That was pretty crazy.
I thought we got rid of that. But
well, we did get rid of ties, and that's why we have a winner. So we got decimal systems, and while it reduces the chance of a tie, we still got one. For anybody that doesn't know, Hammer of Thor and Connor Bolch tied at 103.2. But the tiebreaker, as it always should be, asterisk on last year's championship and always will be, it goes to bench points. And the bench points, Hammer of Thor outscored Connor Bolge 50.6 to 50. So
you know why that happened?
Why is that?
Because of all the fucking shit talk that Devin had that week about how he didn't even have to watch a fucking game.
Hey, you know what? That was cool, though. He did a good job, and that's probably why.
He talked himself right into a tie to lose by 0.6 in a tiebreaker off his bench.
Yeah, he knew that he was tempting the gods, but I liked it. I like his hubris. He paid hard for it, though. And so barring any stat correction, Chris will win the week. We did kind of a vote that got enough votes in that they're both getting the half win. But yes, Chris gets the victory. So that's pretty crazy. So just so we know, tiebreakers go to bench points 100% all day. If somehow the bench is tied, we'd go to total points on the season. But so Devin was 0.6 off from still getting away with it. So anyway, I just wanted to make that abundantly clear to everyone, so there's no questions going forward. Also, earlier this week, or after the week one, and Billy had won again, he wanted to gloat to everybody of how he started 2-4, and now he's been on a big tear. But he found out that that I had accidentally given him an extra half win. So I verified that, and then thus had to go through everybody's records every week and do the standings all over again. So I think that was the only thing that was incorrect after going through it, but still, the standings we read later are 100% correct. I went through them all again, double checked, triple checked them, and so they're correct, and they will be from here on out. I don't know how I did that, but my bad. I didn't end up winning more games doing it either, which was really cool.
Yeah, I wanted to say congratulations on the win, you fucking bastard.
Thank you. Yes, I was able to defeat both of you at one time. It was great because I took Lee's 4 straight $20 and also beat you for my first win in 8 weeks. It was a wonderful weekend. We'll get to that though. We'll get to that. And then last thing before we go over last week was wins versus losses. Since I was kind of talking to Lee about this before, since we only do a half win for a victory and we don't do any punishment, or for a top 6, we do no punishment for a bottom 6. There some records. Everybody doesn't play the same amount of games essentially because more people are getting half wins than others. A great example is right now Lee is 8.5 and 5, and Chris is 7.5 and 4. So while Lee has one more win, Chris has one more loss. But if this playoff started today, Chris would get that 6th playoff spot and not Lee because he has less losses. Because it's going to go off of a win percentage on all of this. And so it hasn't. There's still 3 weeks left. This hasn't caused a problem yet. All last year didn't cause a problem. We still have 3 weeks. But just so everybody knows, if it's close like that, it's going to go off a win percentage. If it causes problems, next year we can look into maybe doing where you get a half win for being a top 6 score. Maybe you get a half loss for being a bottom 6. So all the games are even and there's no questions. Guys, have any thoughts on any of the stuff I just went over?
I just have one little thought. Now that you're winning a game here and there, you might want to change your child molesting faggot profile.
Zach has a real problem with Kevin Spacey, so I might just leave it because it makes you so mad. But Lee, what about you? Any thoughts on all that?
I don't have a problem with Kevin Spacey. I don't care if he's molesting little boys. He's gay. They probably are. At least they are when he's done, or at least they are when he's done with them. And then it doesn't matter to me.
Okay, well, I was more so talking about the football stuff, but that's all right. That works for me.
I know you were, but I just wanted to say something about that.
That's fine. Say whatever you want. The floor is yours. We all appreciate it, so don't you worry a bit. All right, well, that's been good. So let's go over last week. In the game of the week, we already spoke about it. We had Chris and Devin, and Chris was getting a beat down. Cam Newton went nuts. They ended up tying, but as we discussed, per tiebreakers, Chris will get the win. Moving down, Zach and myself, the loser bowl. I probably blew my load for the rest of the year.
It was an amazing blowing, though. It was a come shot to remember.
Oh, yeah, it was one for the ages. King Leo's wins 134.9 to 93.1. Also, the last-minute top score, it was wonderful. Lee here had to tell her twice, continues his hot streak over the champ, winning 124 to 104.8. Billy continues his hot streak as well. Sunday Morning Boner beating the hell out of my brother, 107.3 to 53.3. Bill gets back on track a little, keeping a smidge of a playoff hope alive. Tebow goes yard, winning 93.8 over Dick Cheese, 78.7. And then Snatchville Lubricator, the battle of the two top teams. Snatchville Lubricator beats the Peppers of Justice, 119.9 to 94.7. Really good week. I'm happy, but what are your guys' thoughts?
Well, I was really impressed with your team. You really showed what you've been trying to put together for the whole season. Together.
Yeah. After I watched Skyler come up short of my 124, I thought, there ain't no fucking way those 3 douchebags you had left on your team were going to score that many points. And then, what do you know? Just everybody on your team ended up getting a long touchdown.
Oh, yeah. Well, I went into Monday night thinking, well, it is Damon's team.
Yeah, I've had 3 guys combined for less than 10 points many times this year.
And I think at halftime, that's where you were at. And I was like, all right, if that's what he wants to do with his team, all right. But they blew up.
No. At halftime, I was still losing, and I was like, are you kidding me? Am I really going to lose or not even be like a top 6 scorer? But, yeah, they pulled through.
Yeah, they did great for you.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, I'll probably have to hold on to this week until next season. But it was pretty exciting. So So team of the week, top scorer was myself. Fucking awesome. Couldn't be happier. At least I only have wasted $80. And then bad beat, still Skyler, John Giorgio, 141.5. Once again, he'll probably not ever lose that one.
Glad I gave it to him.
Yeah, you did. You won. Well, then you won. You're now the big horse's ass loser. So I'm glad to get rid of it. Sorry you have to have it though. I guess. But so let's do the badass and dumbass move of the week. The badass move of the week I'm giving to myself for every move I made because I played every person off the bench right. I picked up Ebron, loser ass, played him. He got a touchdown, one team of the week, top scorer. So I'm just really happy with myself. I'm awesome, at least for 1 week. And then the dumbass move of the week, it's a tie, but not really. But the dumbass move of the week, it goes to both Devin and Chris for their flexes. They both played. Chris played Jordy Nelson, which is fucking stupid because he's done without Rodgers. And Devin played Allen Robinson against Jacksonville, knowing he shouldn't have. Either of them had multiple bench options off the bench, would have won their game outright. I mean, really, it should just be Devin only because he gets the loss, but Chris gets a share of it, even though Chris did get the win. But it was both pretty dumbassery by the both of them.
He's still a dumbass.
Yes, and I mean, if a stat correction happens and Devin does get the win, they both just played it terrible and should have won handily. But Chris gets the win, I guess. Fucking whatever. So great job, me. Bad job, you two.
That brings us to our next segment, Studs and Duds, where we ask our guest of the players he drafted at the beginning of the season, who are his studs and duds? Lee?
Well, that's a good question. I mean, of the players I've drafted at the beginning of the season, I only have 3 still on my team. So everybody else has either been dropped or traded. The guy that really has come through for me is DeAndre Hopkins. Even with a shitty quarterback right now, he's still getting me a touchdown and 50 points, during the weeks. LaShawn McCoy, he's averaging stuff. And the Ravens' defense has averaged me around 23 points a game that they've played. So that's really my defenses and my kickers have really what's been getting me my points when I've won all the money off the points.
And duds, what was the most disappointing?
Duds is shit. Ezekiel Elliott is no longer even in state. He's out of the country, so he can beat whatever woman he wants over there. And I mean, I lost my number 1 receiver in Allen Robinson early, and I traded the quarterback that I drafted Russell, and after 2 weeks of him shit in the bed, I traded him, and he put up 38 points the week I traded him. So I think the only duds that I can say is the manager is the biggest dud. He's the only thing that's really hurting this team, and that's me.
Okay, so Lee's the dud.
I'm the dud. If somebody has been a dud, I've got them off. They're not even on my team anymore. I mean, I only have 3 original people from my draft on my team.
I think that's a first for studs and duds.
Yeah, and once again, I kind of said it with I think it was Skyler, that I think I only have a few guys I drafted as well. Movement's big. Sometimes whether it's done almost nothing for you in my case or in your case where you won, because I just did the records again. You won, you lost 4 in a row or 5 in a row, and now you've won 4 in a row again and just been completely dominant. So you got to keep making those moves. You can't. You don't win your league at the draft.
Right. Well, 6 of the players on my team are people I've picked up off the waiver wire. So, and that's who I've been playing for the past couple weeks. So, I mean, I've gotten most of my value off of undrafted players.
Yeah, waivers, trades, start-sit decisions. Those are just as big as the draft. All 4 of those. I mean, you can maybe take trades out because some people maybe just don't do trades, even though they're fun. But waivers, start-sits, draft, all equally as important for for all of it. Well, that's awesome. Zach, we'll at some point before the season's over have to do our studs and duds. Maybe we'll just join in with Brad or Billy so we can because we'll have everybody done at that point. And also maybe I should do if I could do badass and dumbass moves of the year. That Russell Wilson and Chris Thompson trade would be right up there because that was fucking stupid.
Yeah, I mean, all I even got out of that was, Matt Ryan, who I traded to you.
Well, so you got Kirk Cousins. You got Kirk Cousins out of it.
Yeah,
So
eventually I got Kirk Cousins out of it. And the points that we got out of that trade, I think I got 4 more points this last week than you did out of that trade. So that was a wash trade right there.
Yeah, that's all right. It was good. Good luck to you.
I would say being on a 4-game win streak and all that, I wouldn't say the manager's a dud. I'd say he's kind of being a stud. But
no, he was a dud at the beginning. You were asking about the draft. He dudded the draft and had to redeem himself.
Well, that's true.
Oh,
well, let's move on.
So anyway, well, let's move on. Week 10 standings. Everybody just know, like I said, I've gone through these with a fine-tooth comb, so these standings are all correct and will be posted with a link to the Downcast. So in the Champions Division, Caitlyn Jenner's Balls leads at a 6-6 record, followed by the champ, WJ69ers, 5.5-7, and myself finally winning a game, and my first after 10 weeks half win at 3.5-7. Fuck Damon Division, we have the Peppers of Justice, 11-3, the Notorious Connor Bulge, 9.5-5, and Senior Hobo Dick Cheese, 7.5-5. In the Fuck You Division, we have Sunday Morning Boner, 8.5-4, Hammer of Thor, 7.5-4, and riding a 5-game losing streak, Southwest Muff Divers, 6.5-5. In the White Power Division, Snatchville Lubricator, 11.5-3, leading the league. Had to Tell Her Twice, 8.5-5, and Tebow Goes Yard, 5-6.
I'm coming for you, Skyler.
Couple of takeaways from the standings. Once again, Devin's and Chris's records reflect Chris winning, but if the stat change comes tomorrow, that will be updated. But as of now, it is what it is. And also, nobody is, with 3 weeks to go, nobody's out of it. Even my shitty ass, with a little bit of luck and somehow beating Lee, can still take it and Tebow. And so it's exciting final 3 weeks. So we'll see what happens. A lot of football still to be played.
Indeed.
Yes, indeed. So with that, let's go to a Week 11 preview. In the game of the week, it's obvious that it will be myself against Lee. One team that, the reigning top scorer and finally won a game against the team that's won 4 straight and is on a roll. Right now, I'm going to be pulling it up, slacker much. Right now, Lee is projected to win 100.4 to 94.3. Is your lineup set, Lee?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, so he looks like his lineup's pretty set. Mine is too, except for when Jordan Reed inevitably doesn't play, I will have to put in someone else and probably lose for sure because of that. But anyway, it's I may do a tweak here or there, but yeah, it should be a good game. We both need to win. I much more need to win than Lee, but both of us are on the outside looking in as of this week. So I'm gonna take myself to win because I've shown the ability to score points. I may never do it again, but I'm gonna hope for it this week. What about you guys?
Well,
I think we'll fuck you up.
Yeah, it's a close one. Like you said, the only thing that I can think of is that I really have a feeling Derrick Henry is going to vulture 1 or 2 touchdowns away from DeMarco Murray. It's such a short week, and they worked Murray so hard last week. I have a feeling they're gonna, he's gonna have a lot fewer carries. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, DeMarco Murray's been an epic disappointment, and another contender for dumbass move of the year. I traded for him and got rid of Zach Ertz, and Zach Ertz has just been phenomenal. And Murray's had since I've acquired him, he's had one great game and one good game, and the rest have been very subpar. And so, yeah.
I think it's going to be close, a lot closer than I am comfortable with. I mean, I don't really look at my players so much as I curse the guy I'm playing against players during the day. You know, I watch them put up points and scream at the TV, and then I look and see what my guys have done at the end of the day.
Yeah, it should be a good one. I mean, it should be a good one. Truly, if I don't win, especially if Bass or my brother wins, I am officially done. But like making it to week 11 without being officially done is pretty exciting after an epic 7-game losing streak. So we'll move on to the next one. We have, so anyway, go me. We have the Peppers of Justice against Tebow Goes Yard. Currently, the Peppers are projected to win 106.4 to 102.7. I'm going to take Brad to win Bill, and we'll see what happens.
I want Bill. I hope Bill wins.
And what about you, Lee?
I personally picked Bill to win this. I think this is the week that Drew Brees, you know, they've had such a great running game. He hasn't had to do much, but I'll bet this is the time that, you know, they'll try and stop the run and he'll just throw the fuck out of the ball. I got a feeling that this is the week. I mean, look at the running backs. Adrian Peterson and Alfred Morris. God, what a shithole.
Yeah, you know.
I mean, he's all dependent on Evans, who doesn't have his best quarterback throwing to him. And then you've got Julio Jones, who's, you know, he's great, but he hasn't been doing great. It's really if Ingram and Tyreek Hill. Other than that, nothing on that team is scary this week.
Yeah, Tyreek's pretty scary because the Giants are just fucking garbage. And yeah, Julio, you know, he's been good, but he's not been, you know, top 5 pick in the draft good. So yeah, no, for sure. Julio, I mean, he was his keeper, so it's not as bad for Brad in this sense. But exactly, he's definitely disappointed for
by the way, I've got 2 numbers for you guys that I wanted to share with you. I probably should have done it before we got started on this, but this number is for Zach. It's 36, and this number is for Damon. It's 45. That is your percentage of picking winners through week 10. I stayed up all night last night listening to the old podcast and adding them up.
That's so cool of you. 30. So I'm better than Zach, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, well, Zach has also that I counted all the ones he missed on the last podcast for coming in late.
Oh, so it might be a little closer.
You guys are he's probably right around about 40% right now, but yeah, you're both below 500 on it.
Well, it's difficult. So I was gonna bring this up next year, but we'll just talk. We'll plant the seed now and see if people are into it or not. But I thought next year, what might be fun to do, just to gamble more money, because most of us like to gamble in the league, is to do pick'ems. Chris had kind of brought this up too, but do pick'ems. Anybody that wants to do it, just do league pick'ems, and maybe throw $20, and at the end of the season, whoever's won the most games, obviously there'll be 6 a week. Whoever's won the most gets the money after 13 weeks. You know, I mean,
let's bring it up and vote on it at the end of the year.
Yeah, well, I'll bring it up at the end of the year and whatnot. And I mean, if we can get enough people, if we can even get 5 or 6 people that want to do it, then we can just do it. You know, not everybody has to do it, but it just seems. I mean, it's obviously like it's not anywhere near like NFL pick'ems, but maybe it kind of is. You never know who can win,
right?
And so, but it's just a fun way to gamble money, and I like to gamble, so you know, you never know. What do you think, Zach? Would that be something you might be into?
I like it, but I am. I'm the kind of guy that'll gamble on 2 fucking horses. You know,
2 horses fucking.
That's what I heard having sex. 2 guys.
Who's got the bigger cock?
You know, I'm down.
Oh, that's yeah. So anyway, that might be something we can do next year, and that would be fun because what we could do is on the Downcast, everybody could get like the picks into me, and we can, you know, whenever we're picking games, just bring up every person that's playing and who they're picking too. And then also update the weekly totals each week and stuff. That would be fun. So we're gonna talk more about it. But anyway, everybody's kind of heard it and just think about it. It seems fun. But so the next game we got Connor Bulge and the Boner. The Bulge and the Boner, some gay sex masters. Bulge is projected to win 122.2 to 110. this one, Billy's got all my good players because I've stupidly traded them all to him. And I take most credit for him becoming so good. And so, I don't know. Who do you guys think is going to win? This is a pretty...
The Bulge is going to destroy him. Look at those running backs, Jamal Williams and Marshawn Lynch. Marshawn Lynch is going to be in Mexico City at 7,000 feet of elevation. His sickle cell syndrome's going to kick in and kill him on the second drive. And then you got Fournette and Gurley on the other side. I think Bulge is going to run away with this one.
Yeah, that's fair. You've convinced me. I'll take Bulge as well.
Yeah, I want Bulge to win just because fuck you, Billy.
Yeah, Zach needs Bulge to win, so he needs it bad. All right, well, then the next game we have the Senior Hobo Dick Cheese and the Hammer of Thor. Presently constructed, Hobo Dick Cheese is predicted to win 105.7 to 80. They each have a player on bye week that they have not switched out, but the thing here is Chris has to switch a quarterback, he has to switch a kicker, and he's still projected to beat the Jesus out of him. And who's Chris even going to play at quarterback? He doesn't even have a quarterback on his roster. I think Dick Cheese is going to take care of Thor pretty handily.
I hope so.
He doesn't even have. He has Jameis, who's not even playing, as his only quarterback. So he's going to have to pick up some trash heap shit.
Well, it'd be a good strategy for old Dick Cheese to put in a couple waiver wires.
Yeah, it would be a good idea to pick up as many quarterbacks. For you too, even. Maybe you should go pick up a couple quarterbacks right now. And cock block. That's great fantasy strategy that people don't think of. That, if you see a player you're playing and it's a bye week or something and they need a certain player and they haven't got him, maybe you go in if you have some guys you can drop and you pick up those players, and block them. It's a great strategy. But anyway, I'll take the Dick Cheese. What about you guys?
I bet you will take the Dick Cheese.
I live in the Dick Cheese.
I'm going to go with Chris this week. I don't know. There's something about it. I really don't think Bell's going to have, that Tennessee defense. I'll bet that they stuff Bell and make them throw the ball at home, which they probably will. So it'll probably be a big passing game. And, Bell get 22 carries and he'll get, 88 yards. He'll probably have like 11 points, but I don't think it's going to be the blowout that we think it is. Yeah,
but he's got Kelsey. The Giants have allowed tight ends to score touchdowns in 9 straight games.
Yeah, he only throws to Kelsey when he can't, when he can't get anything else. The Giants aren't going to stop them enough to him to have to hit his tight end.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, but as they roll up to a 30-0 lead, Kelsey could get 2 of those touchdowns.
Yeah, he's got a couple. I'm telling you, it's going to be Wilcox because I don't want him to win. He's going to win.
I don't want him, but he's going to. Well, we'll see what happens.
That's how I know things happen on the week-to-week basis.
Okay, well, I don't know what's your pick percentage.
Well, we'll find out after this week.
Yeah, we'll find out for sure. In the next game, we have the champ and the chump. Sorry, Zach. Bass is currently projected to win over Southwest Muff Divers, 119.8 to 105.1. Looks like, and Devonta Freeman going out's not helping you. It looks like lineups are set. I'm going to pick Zach because I desperately need you to beat Bass.
I'm going to pick myself too because, God damn it, I need a win.
You do.
Well, I'm going to have to pick Bass, if only for the reason that when I add your guys' winning percentage together, math is on my side to pick the other guy.
Well, that's fair. I mean, God, I remember his team when he on the draft was so shitty, and I feel like he hasn't even tried that hard this year, but he's creeping into the playoffs. I've been saying this for a couple weeks now, and his team's pretty good now, and it's upsetting. Like, he's good. He's good. He doesn't listen.
He's creeper.
Yeah, he's definitely a creep. But yeah, so here we go. Let's go, Zach. Make it happen. Get that Brady Gronk. Right. Brady and Gronk do play the Raiders, so that's going to help because God love them, they have no defense. So, and then in the last game here, we have Snatchville Lubricator against Caitlyn Jenner's Balls. Tyrod was benched today, and my brother has nobody else similar to Chris. So yeah, in what will be great for me, I'm picking Skylar to just brutalize my brother in this game handily.
I was just running. Like to start off.
What's happening?
Sorry.
You son of a bitch.
Idea what
You guys
that
did.
is.
But anyway, that's the recap for the games, right?
No, you guys gotta pick.
Oh, I'm picking Snatchville Lubricator. You know, I'd like to say Caitlyn Jenner's ball's going to win, but your brother's just kind of a dilettante in this league. I need him to take more ownership.
I do too. I keep talking to him about it, and
He's got a good team. If he would just,
he
make some
drafted
moves.
a good team. If he would, if he would participate during the year, he could have easily won this division. He could already have run away with it to where it would already be locked up. But
or like I said, I'm pretty sure he's a sadomasochist that likes this.
It could be it. And Lee, one quick thing before we say our goodbyes and Zach plays. Zach. Oh, by the way, everybody, Zach has a commercial for us. It was the fee for the intro, which we'll get to play better next time. You can hear it better because it is pretty cool. But anyway, Lee, nice job, you sneaky bitch, picking up Chris Hogan. With no money, in fact, because I would have
fucking broke. Yeah,
I know you have no money. Had I seen him, I would have put in $1 or even a $3 bid because I would have figured no one would see him, just to be sure. But I didn't. So congrats on that. That was a sneaky move that may really pay off. But anyway, Lee, thanks for being on. We appreciate you. And
it was fun.
No. Sorry, stop. We don't appreciate shit. Zach, lay some shit talk on us.
Yeah, first shit talk. I hope it's a wide mouth mask. It's a make it pick this week.
Wide mouth mask. Okay, you kind of cut out, but I got it. That was pretty good. Yeah, beat him, please. Please beat him. Lee, go ahead. Let's hear a little shit talk.
Well, I had to deal with your shitty ass team finding a way to put up a lot of points last week. If it happens twice in a row, I'm driving back down to Salt Lake. I don't think your team has the staying power to 3 touchdowns for DeMarco Murray, a touchdown. I swear to God, every one of your players had a touchdown. You enjoy it. Enjoy that you had that time, but your time's over, dude. Thanks for playing.
Believe me, I enjoyed it. Like I said, I may have to cherish this till next year. Still, the ghost of David Johnson haunts me to this day, and I miss him. But what can I say? I got to win out. So, my little scrappy bunch of pussies are going to step up and win me another game. Matt Ryan's going to somehow go to Seattle and drop 4 touchdowns. No, he's not. But the guy can only hope. So fuck you, Lee. Coming for you. But on the same note, thank you so much for being on. We appreciate you.
Hey, no problem. I'm going to go jerk off now. Thanks, guys.
Okay, and then Zach, good hearing you too. I will mute now and go ahead and play that, and I won't exit till we're done. Goodbye, all. See you this weekend. Go me.
We wish you all to boldly march forward to victory, ignoring such things as the windmill of peace and not paying heed to faggots like Richard Spencer. For liberty, for freedom, and for God.
To ride out the storm of war and to outlive the menace of tyranny is necessary as a yearn. If necessary alone, we shall go on to the end. We shall fight on the seas and oceans. We shall fight with growing confidence and growing strength, whatever the cost may be. We shall fight on the beaches. We shall fight on the landing grounds. We shall fight in the field and in the street. We shall never surrender. National